Hey you guys, this is Jess with Sourceful Journey, back with another video. I wanted to focus on an area today, just really pointing out the importance of why we need to make sure that our thoughts, our words, and our heart are all aligned when it comes to what we look to accomplish or obtain through our day-to-day. Because at the end of it all, God truly hears the heart. That's what truly matters. So yeah, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and have this chit chat. It's kind of like that saying, actions speak louder than words, right? You've heard that so many times, that phrase so many times for quite some time. But has anyone ever took time to really sit down and think about it? I've always been one of those people that tend to reflect on a lot of the old school sayings or knowledge that was passed on to myself from elders, whether it may be, family members, elders that I may have came across in my old church, people I may have rubbed elbows with that were much older than myself, who've experienced life. And me, of course, being more of an old soul, which I've gotten that for years. Any of those who've actually encountered me know, like, oh, Jessica's definitely an old soul for sure. When it comes to a lot of things I deal with, in terms of a lot of things of how I approach it, is that of one who really follows the notion of just going with your gut, following the wisdom behind it, I say all this to say, the point I'm trying to drive home is that, you have to make sure that your heart is truly aligned with what you desire, what you want. And it doesn't have to be anything so big, I guess. And again, it's all about perception, right? So for instance, let me think of a good example. You may say, okay, like let's say someone ended up getting a new car. We'll use as a simple example, pretty general, right? And let's say you're like, oh, congratulations, I'm so happy for you. You're giving that whole spiel. But yet, deep down, you're seething. You're like, well, why do they deserve it? I should be the one to get that car. Or let's say it was something in the workspace. Another good example. Okay, I'm getting somewhere here. Let's say, kind of going back to the example I had in one of my past videos, where there was a good friend of mine and myself who applied for this certain role. But based on what management has noticed, I was more fitting for that role, right? But yet, my friend at the time made it seem like she was happy for me. But then as time progressed onward, it was evident she really wasn't. If anything, she felt like she was slighted, if you will, slighted. That then caused a turn of events where we were no longer friends. So I use that as an example because this is a perfect example of how her actions did not truly reveal what she was feeling internally in reference to her heart. You see how that works? And so, in turn, God in his own way had to reveal that to me, that the very individuals you're rubbing elbows with, her being exhibit A, you think that this person is for you, but they're really not. So this kind of goes back to a video I just did recently, like why you need to be forever grateful and thankful for the signs and the synchronicities and everything that God and the team is sending you. Be forever grateful for those things because they're being revealed to you for a reason. It's to remove the negative out of your everyday existence. It's to protect you, to put you on the right path where you don't have those type of diversions in the way. I say all that to say, this is why it's important that you need to make sure that your heart is aligned with your actions, because if it is not, mark my words, it's going to be a recipe for disaster like no other. Another old school saying, like, be the one that talks the talk and walk the walk, I've heard people say keep it 100. That's more of the newer age stuff, right? Keep it a being, be real, you know, or real, recognize real, however you want to phrase it, but you get the gist, right? Be that one, that you're real through and through, that you're thorough through and through. Because at the end of the day, you are the one that's running this vessel. You're the one spiritually that is running this vessel, right? Of course, God being the ultimate, the angel team being that support to kind of guide us along the path. But as far as the spirit, your spirit is one that's moving this vessel, right? Your motion each day, right? So be thorough enough where you can stand 10 toes down in terms of how you truly feel. Say what you mean what you say. That's another one. So kind of going back to the example with the old friend that I had, when I ended up getting the promotion over her, she didn't have to fake the funk. You know, I felt like we were cool enough where you could say how you truly feel. Like if you felt like you were slighted, like if you truly felt like, oh, you know, I'm happy for you, but I wish you would have gave it to me. You know, if you said it and even said it in a laughing sense, like you laughed at it jokingly, you know, of course I would have been able to read through it, but that's besides the point. I would have known like, okay, she's laughing like it's a joke, but she truly means it. But that's neither here or there. And oh, funny thing, she was one of the ones that knew about my my gift, right? She was one of the ones that knew about my extra sense and was one of the ones that tried taking advantage of it. So she was one I had to kind of cut off in terms of that too. Because when she got wind of it and she freaked out, she's like, how did you know, blah, blah, blah. There was so many instances where we had these conversations. I was like, I don't know, I just do. She was one of the ringleaders that really tried to take advantage, but I had to put it to a halt. But yeah, not to lose sight of the conversation. The point I'm trying to make is just make sure that in terms of how you truly feel about a certain scenario or individual, whatever the case may be, make sure it is genuine. Because at the end of the day, whether it's genuine or not, God sees it and he'll know. He'll know. Yeah. Now, the ones that are around at the time in the physical form, they might not be able to pick up on it, but rest assured that spiritual realm is going to know it for sure. And if it's not aligned, you're not going to get it, to put it plainly. So, meaning like, let's say, for instance, your intentions or your thoughts are not pure and it's not for good, right? Just know what you're hoping to gain from it or what you're hoping to change in terms of like the scenario. Just know you're not going to get it, especially if it's not pious, if it's not being of the light, being right. Don't expect to gain any positive fruits from it. You just might get a spoiled bunch of fruit given to you in a basket when it's all said and done. That's all for today's video. I want to know you guys' thoughts about that. So when it comes to the notion of really making sure that your heart is aligned with your thoughts and your words, when it comes to what we truly desire, what we truly put out into the universe, do you feel that it's really critical to make sure that the heart is on point, that the heart is right? Because after all, what really matters is that God is going to know, the ultimate one. He's going to know where you are in terms of that. And if it is not right, do you feel that that could be a bad thing or a good thing? Do you feel that maybe to even care of whether one's heart is right, in the right place or not, do you feel like does any of that matter? Like, do you feel that things can still pan out to be better even if your intentions aren't right or what you feel within is not right? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, you can do so on the other platforms as well. As I mentioned in my other videos, I do have Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, emails as well. You guys are keeping up with the emails. Holy smokes. I love waking up and seeing more responses coming in like that. Keep that going. I'm finding that there's a lot of new individuals who are sending me their responses, but I don't think, I see it get quite a bit of views, and I'm getting a lot of views from people who may just come across my video, and I appreciate you guys. I really do. So even those who may not be a subscriber and you just want to send a response and say hi or tell me your backstory, I love that. Keep it coming, because it's good to learn more about your journeys as well. Consultations are still open. Definitely take advantage of that if it is something that you feel would benefit you. I do have several spots still available. As for tomorrow being Monday, I don't think I have any available for Monday, but for the remaining part of the week, I should still have a few spots available. If you have any issues scheduling an appointment for a consultation, just reach out to me directly through email or my other platforms or down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible, and I'll schedule it myself from there into my system. So yeah, with that being said, I definitely am sending you guys with love and light, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye you guys.